Right. Right. Right now, looking out, saw BDRX started popping. Got some other ones on the list. So we got Ruby was leading the day with 27 million. BDRX threw a little wick up here. This one has news on the day, but it's a phase 1 drug trial for some stomach cancer. It's up 16% right now on BDRX, right at that ATR high, $1.50, 20% up. And yeah, go back and look at Ruby. Ruby has been trading for a while now. Like it started at 2 o'clock this morning, and up here from 231 up to 365, pulled back, took another trip up there. Oxalite, TISS, Lab, EMVB. What's this? Another one popper here. This one, it says, what is this? Receptor engagement, biosciences, a whole bunch of medical news, but let's see if check out the floats and all of that on this kind of stuff. ENBB up 46%, 4 million shares traded into this little dip here. ATR high down here at 256. Let me look at the daily level. Oh, so it came up to 233. Well, it's above 233. Looking over here at the daily chart, it is in a gap right now. This gap goes from 367 up to 422. Mark that up. So this is the gap to the top side gap. Okay. Then the gap to the lower side is 370. That works in between those gaps, 370 up to 419. Right now it's at 295, only up 31%. Five million shares traded, seeing a sink down back towards 20%. So a quick pop from 242 up here to 449 and right on back down. Only up 17% now. If it continues to slip down towards this 245, old price levels, old price points down here, all the way down to the 230s, 30 cents away from the last one. I don't even know when I put these on. This was in February 2025 when I made these levels here a year ago. This is a anxiety, depression, and addiction disorder. Previous catalyst last year. But this time it's coming with some kind of receptor engagement. Not sure how heavy that's going to be on today. Definitely moving up the chart, moving up the scans. It's got 6 million shares traded, but still has 4 stocks above it. Let's go check that float out on this ENVB. Only up 16% now, so has pretty much given back his whole move back down. Looks like the float is under 1 million on this one. Very low holdings by insiders and institutions. Four on or number 5 on the day so far. See if it continues to get trading, but there's quite a bit of a fallback and continuing to slip down too. Only up 13%. Now only up 10%. That one's pretty much out of the range. Okay, Biodexa Pharmaceuticals adds one phase 1 ready candidates to portfolio, treat gastro stroma tumors. This is BDRX. ENVB continue to fall. 233s. Lower pre-market down there at 228. Only up 12%. Nothing really over 50%. Whole bunch of volume. Ruby got close to 50%, but gave it back. Um, Maybe there'll be something popping more towards the open. No, yesterday, I left right at like 8 o'clock or something like that, and I saw that there was one called SNSE, like as soon as I left. And I saw it, I was like, yeah, low volume, not really moving like that. I don't know about that one. ENVB, 14% down there, almost 10 million shares right at this ATR high. Good morning, good morning. SI size, is that a ticker? Oh, oh, SN. Yeah, that's the one. Saw that one. I think it started moving at 8 o'clock yesterday. Kind of went pretty flat after pre-market though. So kind of a little bit of chop factory, higher price chop factory coming down to like 20s and back up to 30s. Sensei Biotherapeutics has got a private placement. Mm-hmm. And VB bottom at 247. Back up a little bit. 16% with 9 million shares traded, almost to 10 million shares. No clear up or downtrend with this big move. It's kind of like gave back the profit, and now we're gonna kind of see if it starts to hold the 244s down here, or if 250s become some type of issue for it. ENVB about to become number 3 on the day in volume. Things over 75 cents. So now it's just got to cross over BOXL's volume and Ruby. And if this is the leader on the day, I'll be very careful. Coming back, pulling back through that ATR high with the bottom of 245. We'll be able to hold this level again at 245 level. Again, dropping back below just a little bit. So this is the bottom here, 243. And all it needs to do is break this little bottom right here. Break through that. And break through this supposed trend line here. Only up 11%, so I don't have a lot of faith in that one. RUBI, another pop, a little choppy pop up here. Up 55%, 30 million shares traded. Yeah, only up 9% now and pushing down to 8%. So giving up all of that. ENVB down to these previous daily levels. I'm definitely not ENVB. Got 10 million shares traded and nothing else seems to be catching up just yet. You have, go look at the overall news. What's holding this thing down? What are some of the things in the market that should be pumping? All right, so front page, the housing crisis gets twin doses of optimism and realism. Walmart modestly beats Q4 estimates. Traders left with unscratchable itch for anthropic exposure. Oil adds the biggest jump since October. Deere stock jumps after raising a full year profit forecast. Airbus hits out at Pratt and Whitney over engine shortages. Walmart delivers another quarter of impressive sales, but offers a outlook. Okay. Oh. Yeah, RexCon. I was oh, Hebrew says Ruby is blocked. RexCon, yes. I was Yeah, Hebrew. I gave back some profit on these last couple of weeks has been ridiculous. With the amount of profit that I've given back. But you know, is what it is. But what I was doing with the approach was with catalyst stocks, trading them kind of watching them and continue to watch them for those next legs higher, those next moves up, right? And I don't know if it's the price range that I was trading or what, but GXAI came down. It was about $2, $1 and $2. It never did really get back up and go, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Never did get back up going that way. And I also didn't receive any more catalysts. It only had two. It had the Amazon had committed some money to them, and then they had uh, there was some other catalyst, whatever. I don't remember the biggest one. But yeah, these past couple of weeks, I just don't know if this was the time to do that new strategy or whatnot, with how dull it's been in the markets. But you know, things that are popping, it's been a lot of Chinese stocks and things like that, and so I definitely don't have faith to hold those for any extended time. They can slash down at any moment. But I've been trying to trade those catalysts that make some sense. I made some good money on GXAI the first day it came up. ENVB circling back, it went all the way down. So this was the daily level down here, 230s at 11% though, so still not too interested. And has the ATR high up here, 250s, still trading below that. Trading below that. Yeah, I just switched back over. I seen that. So I was looking at ENVB. Previous daily levels that I had down here, it had a bottom of 233. And when did I put this one in here? I put this one in here last year, February 26, 2025 is when I put these ones. Last year in February, right around this time, actually, it was in here, and it did a pop today, right around this time. Definitely not the greatest chart setup. Maybe it'll happen again today at 8 o'clock. Something will actually DIO. That was a mover from yesterday. Up there with only 11%. The other thing that I've been noticing is, a lot of times I would get in pre-market and kind of try to let it play through the day. Um, and I don't know if I'm comfortable with doing that, because at the open, usually there's some type of sell off. And when I see the sell off, I'm like, oh man, I could have had a much better entry if I just waited to the open. It dips down, gives a nice little dip, and then goes. You know what I'm saying? And when I enter in pre-market, it's so far away from the entry, it never gets back up there. So I'm like, I don't even know if I should be holding out of pre-market, because a lot of my pre-market trades, they go green, but I'm too willing to hold them, for sure. Too willing to act like it's intraday and hold them. So I think I should just stick to intraday when I can actually hold them. Ruby, Ruby just coming around and trading this little point of control right here. It looks like 336 is where it's done a lot of trading in here. Top side was 389. Daily chart on Ruby. Look at that. So this daily chart looks like it did some kind of reverse split. Major Marshall Islands. Looks like some type of reverse split here. Went up, or maybe this isn't even real. Let me see how many reverse splits it's done on Ruby. How many reverse splits has Ruby done? Ruby did a 1 for 30 reverse split in December 2025, and then a 1 for 7.8 reverse split February 12th, 2026. They've been doing some splits, which means their float is a lot lower. It should be. Let me go check their float. Were they able to? That doesn't mean much. I mean, yes, it's leading in volume and all that, but something could easily come and just run right on by it. Statistics float is wow, 13.2 thousand. What? How low that float is? That's insane. If it actually had catalyst, it would be going crazy. 13.2 thousand. That's a very, very low float. That's probably why people are on it, because they think that it can explode. Probably what they're waiting for. CDIO, the mover from yesterday, moving back up 16%, but still definitely not leading in volume. A lot of work to do. Only it just passed a million shares traded. CDIO outside of 260. Very, very bouncy here. %. Yeah, but I think I am gonna continue to trade during intraday instead of pre-market, because I just have been losing too much in pre-market for real. I mean, I'm okay with the losses, but because I know I have my old strategy that I can just put it back in. But man, losses I've taken during pre-market has been serious. I've had some gains, but gotta I see there's opportunity there, but the opportunity just isn't as consistent as intraday. And even in a colder time, trading intraday, I did better. Pre-market during the cold, man, it's like winter time, winter, blizzards. See, another one just popped up. What is this? IPST. This is a cheaper one, 92 cents. IP Strategy announces a share repurchase program of up to 1 million shares. All right, so they're repurchasing shares over there on IPST, up 16%. Just hit 1 million shares traded. just over a million shares traded there, only up 11% and working its way back down. Not sure the significance of that catalyst. Share buyback, especially with something this cheap. You know? And now it's going on back down. Back to 7% that quick. CDIO continues to try to pop up. Ruby, this little low float one we was talking about earlier, throwing a wick up there to 382s. It has 33 million shares traded. Top side is 389. Breakout level is 389 right there, the high of pre-market. And yeah, so this one was that super duper low floats. 13,000 shares traded, 13,000 shares in the float. They did reverse splits, two reverse splits very recently, which brought their float way down. Let me go see if they have any shelf registrations on Ruby. No shelf registrations. Okay. Wow, IPST gave everything up. Right on back down to the graveyard. CDIO also struggling around 13%. ELAB, EISS, EMVB continued downward as well. Go down a little bit too much. Ruby again at this top. Big sign that there's some type of selling up here. Not sure if the sellers are winning or what. You got to kind of watch the candles. This is the 1 minute chart. So 1 minute spike down doesn't mean it's going to hold. See if it starts to get back up towards those fours or if it wants to sink back down. Up 70% though. So it is the biggest mover, closest to 100%. Catalyst isn't just a killer catalyst. All it basically has is a super duper low float. Oh, Ruby. All right, Ruby. Look like sellers were in there. Let's see if they get pushed out over the 388s here. Will the buyers come in and lift it up? And they go see that float. Are they going to get aggressive because they think they can push it to the moon? Right under that $4. It barely scratched that four there. Let's see if they can. Okay. And if this fails, the fail point will be 375. 375. Only 10 cents away. 10-cent fall and it'll be down there to 375. Donnell, he does scalping. He does he's pretty much like a I don't know if he's like a hyper scalper, but he scalps a lot. He scalps off the bottom, scalps off the top. For the most part, he'll do the bottom, but he does the bottoms in uptrends. So you know, and then sometimes he's just straight up momentum trading, scalping. All right, so this is a double at 389, and the fail point is right here at 375. Yeah, Donnell, his hold time is way shorter than mine. I like to let it play out and see where it's gonna go. He's in and out, in and out. All right, so came down and hit that 375 right there. Let's see if it breaks this 389 here. Small breakout. Is that a trap? Kind of looks like a trap. Right there at that previous level back here, struggling. 36 million shares traded. Nothing else on the map even close to it as far as percent gain or volume. So if this is gonna be the main one, I want to see once I get over to the once I make my drive over to the other office, I want to see how the open treats this. Does it dive off, and what's gonna end up starting to trend upwards? What I want to figure out. Right now, taking my time, not jumping into anything in pre-market because those statistics just don't like them. I don't like my pre-market statistics. My pre-market statistics have been paying other people's bills. I'm okay with donations to the different organizations, but just donating to the market, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Definitely a big slowdown. If it does pop, it's gonna knock those shorts off their rocks here because it definitely looks bearish. But if it pops this 391, let's see if it's got 10 cents to the four, and I don't know what it's gonna do. Yep, there's the pop. Yep, what shorts we're not looking for. Wow. 40 wait, where'd it go? 403 up to 425. That low float for you, 83%. So this is gonna be the main one on the day. That during the open, I'm gonna see how it's behaving, and if anything else can, or if it just falls, I don't know what it's gonna do actually. The catalyst isn't super great, but with all of this trading going on it, we'll see. Up 85% right now, $4.13. That's what I was saying, man. This thing, it looked like it was struggling, but it's struggling in some type of uptrend. So I was like, if it pops, it's definitely gonna surprise somebody here. 390s up to the four, straight through the four up to 425. All right, anyway, I am about to hit the road, get over to the other office, and prepare for intraday. Now, I haven't seen anything during pre-market that I'm like, ooh, I need to trade that. I haven't seen any catalysts or anything like that. But we found the main stock on the day at least, Ruby, and we'll see how it treats everybody. It does not have any shelf registrations, only has a crazy low float. CIO crash. All right, we go ahead and get ready to hit the road. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all in next one. These We'll see what happens during intraday. I really don't like trading things that don't show me any pre-market action. They just kind of pop during intraday because there's no structure. So if something does pop like that, I might just hold off and kind of see what it does during the day. But I'm not gonna be just mesmerized by the markets today. Definitely got some other work to do, and I would rather focus on that and get that all cleaned up than get into these weekdays trying to hold up that $4 level. All those shorts that got surprised, are they brave enough to get back on top of this though? They brave enough to force it back under $4. I don't know. We'll see after my drive. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as always, y'all in the next one. Peace.